There we go. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the weekly thruster quarantine edition volume. I'm not even sure what week it is, but I am certain that it is Tuesday because it's become my favorite day of the week. You will see that there's no Chad or Keanu on here, but I do have a very, very special guest. And you all know him, you all love him, you all try to keep up with him, and he's just so stinking fit. I wanted to bring him on the thruster, and what he does not know is, anyway, I have a few surprises for him, but Mr. Jacob Paul is on here today. Jacob, how you doing?
Guys, I'm doing well. Kind of bracing this quarantine thing like the rest of you, I'm sure. But optimistic and kind of hanging in there. So,
you still making beer?
Still making lots of beer. We're pumping it out. So, got to keep the masses from getting too thirsty out there.
Good. It's an essential service.
Right.
Fantastic. So, tell us, one, why you're here today. Why are you on the show?
So, I am here to talk about Seismic, or Mike's new kind of nutrition plan that he's rolled out. I had been kind of struggling, cutting weight, getting leaner, getting stronger, getting fitter for a long time, and I've had just great success with this program, and kind of want to push it a little bit and sell it to you guys, and at least find someone or a couple people that can kind of get on board and kind of get these great results that I've been having lately. So.
Right on. So you did a lot of research, and we had so many conversations in the gym about nutrition and about the program. And but what made you research nutrition in the first place?
I felt like I was putting lots of hours into the gym and just not getting the results that I wanted. I was working hard, thought I was getting my cardio in, hitting the muscle groups that I wanted to hit, but just wasn't quite getting the mass or the cut down that I was looking for. And you talked about research. I looked at RP strength, I looked at Seismic, I looked at full meal planning kind of sites and setups, and kind of realized that what I was eating wasn't going to get me there. It wasn't the fuel I needed, and my body needed to kind of reach my goals. So.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, we spend a lot of time and a horrible amount of energy doing these workouts, and sometimes it's not enough. Like, you would think, I do CrossFit, I can eat whatever the heck I want, right? But it's just not true. You cannot outwork a bad diet, unless maybe you're Keanu and you're
right. If you
working out for 6 hours a day.
Metabolism and you work out 6 hours a day, you can get away with it. I was not there, so.
But it's different. And what you guys also don't know is his nutrition is dialed in too. He doesn't just eat whatever he wants. But anyway, back to Jacob, because he's the man of the hour. So tell me a little bit about, because you had some concerns, and you asked a lot of great questions. So what were some of your concerns before you really started to make that leap? Tell me a little bit about that.
Kind of initially, my biggest concern was figuring out what the heck I was going to eat. I went from, takeout 2 nights a week, which was nice. I get a lunch at work every now and again. I made the same sandwiches, and so I had all this kind of food that I was eating, thought they were good for me, was not the case. And so I was trying to figure out, how am I going to pick up my entire kind of livelihood in terms of food and completely readjust to fit into these tight macros all of a sudden. And so I went into it thinking, I have no idea what I'm going to do. What am I going to eat? Am I going to be hungry all the time? Is this enough structure and instruction to kind of get me going? And initially, I did not think it was, but changed.
Yeah. And one of the things that I remember you saying, you're like, well, I want to see how it works first. I want some other people to be the guinea pig. This seems like a new program, but what you didn't know is, yes, it was new to CrossFit Ergo, but working against gravity has been around a while, and it's a tried and true and tested, and there's a lot to it. And what you have noticed that it isn't a linear progression through it. There was a lot of learning. There's a lot of learning about yourself, learning, not only just learning about nutrition, but like how your body handles it, what's specific to you and your lifestyle, so to speak. Right? Does that make
It
sense?
certainly wasn't a one fit or one size fits all kind of a setup. And I realized that pretty quickly getting into it too. Everyone eats differently, everyone's body reacts differently to foods, and everyone's body reacts differently to exercise. And you kind of have to do it yourself to see what you're going to get out of it. And kind of this really hit home is you get in what you put out. And that's 100% with this program. So
yeah, fantastic. And so what made you like pull the trigger? Like, why did you join, start the program? Why did you trust me of all people?
Well, I get married hopefully I get married in about a month and a half. And so I was like, well, gonna be 25 years old, gonna get married. I might as well try to see what I can do with my body and myself. And again, pulled the trigger because I hit those brick walls, not kind of losing weight and getting leaner. And so wanted to look good for my wedding, wanted to see what I could do with myself. And so I pulled the trigger almost as a challenge rather than I know this is going to work thing. It's like, let's see if I can make this work for myself, and let's just see how well we can do before May. So,
well, getting married, that's kind of a pretty important, carrot to chase after. Yeah. And I haven't heard it directly from her, but I'm pretty sure Carly's liking the results.
Oh, absolutely, man. I've been walking around the house, my shirt off for the first time in years and years. And it's like, I feel really good. I know she notices the difference there too. And so, yeah, I got to believe it's a happy camp over here at the future Paul household.
Very cool. Very cool. So I know you didn't want me to post some of your naked before and after pictures, but I'm still not going to do that.
Okay. Sure.
Anyway, so tell me a little bit about like what that learning curve looked like for you. Cause like, you didn't just like jump in first week, I hit my macros every single, from day one, and like bring us through like that learning curve, that experience. Cause it's not, I start the program and I'm instantly a changed person.
No, not at all. And that's kind of another kind of thing initially that I was worried about is like, well, shoot, I'm 2 weeks in, how come I'm not seeing any results? And well, it was me still trying to get everything dialed in. And so it's a big puzzle putting everything together to fulfill your macros. And kind of how I started was establishing 2 meals or so that I knew I could count on. I knew I could eat them for the next 2 or 3 weeks just to kind of get everything set, and then building my nutrition around that. And so I've found tons of great companies that make really high quality, high ingredient foods that I've jumped all over, and it helps me stay full, stay happy in terms of what I'm eating. I'm never bored, and kind of piece together these perfect meals. So now I'm 1 or 2 grams off them pretty much every single day. And it's having all this stuff around me, getting all this knowledge, finding all these foods that end up putting together this picture, this puzzle that ends up being pretty damn close to perfect. So
excellent. So what did you struggle with initially? Like, what was hard?
I was hungry. I went from just never caring about portion sizes at all. And I was guilty of, oh, Carl, you made an oven lasagna. I'm going to go ahead and take down 3/4 of that lasagna and then probably top it off with a box of Cheez-Its or something afterwards. So I was filling myself up. I was stuffed. I was waking up in the morning bloated, and cutting back so much initially. I was looking for that next fix, essentially, of food. I was like, damn, I'm hungry. Like right now, well, I already ate 75% of my food today. I better not blow it and eat more. And I was worried initially too. I was like, damn, I'm going to need to increase my food. Otherwise, I'm going to falter away. I quickly realized that was not the case. 1 or 2 weeks in, I immediately started feeling better, felt more energized, felt cleaner. And so worry initially about getting enough food to be happy and hungry or not hungry and healthy, and then achieving that now. And now I'm never really hungry. I'm ready for my next meal, but I'm not starving, kind of begging for it. So that's been a good transition for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I know a lot of people, first off, like you had a different situation. There's a lot of people that when they first have started the program, we discovered that they were under eating. We had one guy who was under eating by over 1,500 calories a day.
Jeez.
And and this is something that we discover through the process. And it was like, I had to say, look, you're not losing weight because you're not eating enough. And he's just like, no, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But when I got his calories up, boom, he started losing weight. And then another part most people are struggling with, and I think you had a little bit of this, was like, I'm not getting enough protein. Absolutely. When we start to measure how much protein we're actually getting, it's almost like half. And then that's the initial struggle and this has been very common, trying to make sure that the guys and the girls are getting enough protein. So we figure out ways on a week-to-week basis, judging from your nutrition logs, how can we add in protein to every meal? How can we, I think the protein shake after a workout is a phenomenal way. Sure. Maybe some casein at the end of the day before you go to bed. I think that's a really good way too. But that's part of the process, is week by week, we check out what you're eating and figure out what part you're missing and what you need help with. Right.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy by any means. And if it was easy, everyone would be doing it and everyone would be having a six pack. And that's just not real life, obviously. So like, it's going to be a good amount of work, but it's worth it as far as I'm concerned.
Very good. So what would you say? I mean, because some days are easy, some days are hard. What's your best tip on how to stay focused on this? What works for you?
I mean, I operate really well with tight constraints. I work better at work when I'm slammed. I work better in things like this when I know I have these tight macros that I have to kind of fit in there. There's definitely days where I open the pantry and I'm like, oh, I could just eat handfuls of that trail mix right now. And kind of in the back of my head, I'm thinking, well, don't blow this. You put in so much time, you put in so much effort. That handful of Chex Mix or whatever, it's not going to make anything better. You're going to feel better for 15 seconds and you're like, damn, I wish I didn't eat that. So staying focused for me has been thinking about what you want to get out of it. Again, it's thinking about your results, thinking about how you want to feel and how you want to look and whatever else, and kind of just applying that towards it. So that's what's been keeping me going is, well, no, you want to reach your goals, so don't blow it, essentially.
That's good. That's good. And something I want to say is that is different for every single person. And I think that's where you really enjoy the accountability of knowing that someone is you have that handful of Chex Mix, you have to write that down and someone's going to see that. And let's tell everybody, you went through a birthday, you went through a mega bachelor party weekend. Like, come on, this is like, that was just, it blew my mind when I read your logs after this. And it was just amazing. So good job on that. I'm going to give you props in front of everybody here. Yeah. So one last question for you. How has dialing in your nutrition, seeing the results that you're getting, how has that affected like other areas of your life?
Well, I mean, I think first and foremost, you have to talk about fitness. I think especially in the last month and a half or so, my fitness has gone up exponentially. I feel faster, I feel stronger, I feel sturdier. Just walking around, I kind of have a better base to my body. And I attribute that a lot to I've lost 15 pounds. And not carrying that extra weight just helps you kind of feel like you're floating on air. I get running sometimes and I can't believe how good I feel. And it's the fact that I don't have a 15-pound bag on my belly right now. And so that's been the biggest thing for sure. My energy has gone up. I went from drinking I'm not a coffee guy. I'm a tea guy, as soft as that may seem. I went from drinking like 6 cups of tea or something a day to now I kind of roll out of bed, get going. I don't need any of that. I almost have 0 caffeine at all anymore. I sleep harder. I sleep better now. So really it just rounded out a lot of different aspects of my life. Stress has gone down a bit, just kind of busting my butt in the gym and then going home and eating a good, clean, well-cooked meal. It makes you feel good. So I'd say it's a positively affected several aspects of my life for sure.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, talking to everybody, sharing a little bit about your experience. I know that this is going to help a handful of people, maybe even more, just from listening to you. So really appreciate it. And
My pleasure. And when anyone gets started, if they want to get started and they're looking for that food to eat, what they need to eat, I'd love to bounce some of these recipes that I found off of you. MyFitnessPal and Seismic both kind of offer a lot of different options in terms of food you eat, so you can eat whatever you want to an extent. And if you're struggling at the beginning, let me know, and I can push you to a lot of different good companies and good products like that. So, oh yeah.
appreciate that, Jacob. So yeah, he said it. If you guys have questions, hit him up. If you got questions, hit me up. We're here to get through all this together. And I think now is a very important time, just mentally and emotionally, to eat better. We're doing our at-home workouts. I think we're staying fit. But if we're just chowing down on junk food, it affects your brain. I'm just going to say it. So if you guys need anything, let me know. But I'm going to sign off. This was a pretty cool, longer edition of the Thruster, but hopefully you guys got a lot out of it. Thanks again, Jacob.
Thanks, Mike.